Condos in Calgary have absolutely smashed past the prices of 2022. This graph right here showcases an absolutely crazy run up. Is it going to end or is it going to continue in 2023? Let's go check it out. Hi, my name's Fyfe, your Calgary Realtor. If you want to dive into these numbers in a lot more detail, please go ahead and book a call with me, especially if you're looking to make a game plan in 2023. Now let's start this off by looking at the 2023 year-to-date stats package for Calgary as a whole. Now, let's start off with that price point. You can see that there was about a $9,000 increase in price from January to February, which outweighs all price points in 2022. When you look at this, just like detached homes, it's pretty crazy. So the sales are 491, the new listings is 697, the inventory is 876, and the days on market is 36. So the days on market, to start off, is not the tightest that we've seen it, but it has drastically fallen from the Christmas holidays. Now, we will most likely get down to that 30 days on market, equaling the April, May, June that we saw last year. Now, when you compare the sales, new listings, and inventory compared to other moments of last year, you can see that there's really not that much of complexity here, but yet there was a crazy increase in price. So let's start to dive in to see which communities and areas of town actually had that increase. But before we do that, I wanted to go back to this chart and just have a little bit of a conversation about it. So you can see that in 2022, the prices really did held strong. And I talked about that all throughout the year. You can look at all my videos. The pricing for apartments really did hold its ground compared to a lot of other products that actually decreased. But for some reason, from January to February, you see a massive increase in price. You can see the blue bar is inventory and the green bar is sales. Now, inventory has fallen, indicating that there's a little bit more demand in the market, considering the sales have relatively stayed the same. Now, there was a decline in December and January, but you can see that even with the increase in inventory in February, the sales also increased to, it looks like, about July lines. So let's go and start to dive into this a little bit deeper. So here's the monthly breakdown for each individual quadrant in Calgary. And again, just like detached homes, there are some higher sales to new listing ratios, some equaling 90% over 100%. But for the most part, it really doesn't look like a very strong seller's market. Now, the inventory is quite low, 876, and the days on market is quite low as well, on average about 1.8. City center is nicely balanced at 2.55, where every other quadrant is under about a month and a half. So indicating that if no new buyers came to the market and no new listings came to the market, it would only take about a month and a half to clear out the inventory, which is very much a seller's market. Now, here are the prices for each individual quadrant. Here are the year-over-year percentages, which have gone right back up to double digits. You can see that looks like Southeast has some of the biggest increases year over year. And then the month over month. Now, the month over month is quite interesting. So you can see on the far right hand column that I have put the actual price point of increase over 1 month. And then on the left, you can see just the percentages themselves. So the Southeast saw the biggest increase, from 1 month up to over $20,000, which is insane for a product that's only worth $300,000. That to me tells me that the Southeast, looking for an apartment in Southeast Calgary right now is going to be very difficult. Now, for a seller, selling their apartment in Southeast would be absolutely great. If you can do that right now, go ahead and pull the trigger, because this seems like it's the time to do that. Next, here is the year-to-date stats package for price point. Now, which is quite interesting here, because you can see last year is the yellow and this year is the red. And you can see that we're pretty close to where we were last year. Now, minus the fact that a lot of apartments are selling over 200,000. You can see that there was a decrease of about 50 sales from this year to last year. But when you look at the 200s and the 300s, you can see they're quite neck and neck if you actually take them and break them down. You can see that the 400s and the 500s also closely tied last year. Last year was a very hot market and everyone knew that. This year, we didn't actually expect it to be that hot, and here we are. So let's finish this off by looking at a couple more graphs here. So let's start with sales. Now, the sales have obviously increased over the last 5-6 years. You can see from 2015 to 20, it was a pretty slow market with that oil crash. And then the sales have gone up over long-term trends. They've actually almost look exactly from 2014. And then here's the new listings. Now, the new listings is quite interesting because the new listings have stayed relatively the same for the last, 8 years. You can see in 2015, there was a big increase from, again, that oil crash or recession. But every single year to date, we have seen the exact same amount of listings. But when you actually look at the sales, you can see that the sales have greatly increased, which is causing what I believe to be a very aggressive price increase. And lastly, let's end it off with this. Now you can see in 2018 to 21, there was actually some price decreases, or 2021, and then in 2022, some nice increases, which is really welcomed for a lot of sellers here in Calgary. Now 2023, you can see we're off to a crazy start. So if you have any questions about this upcoming report, if you want to get my sense on different areas of town, or you're looking to create a strategy for 2023, please go ahead, book a call with me, and share this video with your friends. So until next time, peace.